Welcome into Scoops with Danny Mac on Fox 2. I'm Dan McLaughlin. The Ascension Charity Classic is finally here, as the eyes of the golf world will be on St. Louis. 78 PGA Tour professionals competing for a $2 million purse at Norwood Hills Country Club. Some of the biggest names in golf will be in town. Names like Ernie Els, John Daly, and last year's champion, David Toms. All three rounds will be televised nationally on the Golf Channel. The biggest component, though, to the event is the charitable side of this event. The tournament will raise well over $1 million for charities in North St. Louis County. The Legends Charity Challenge, 9/11 Remembrance Ceremony, the Accenture Youth Clinic are all part of this week's event. And an added event to this year's Golf Week is the APGA event coming to Glen Echo Country Club. All of that is in store for golf fans this week in St. Louis. And the man who has made this come to fruition is Nick Ragone from Ascension. And let's welcome him into the show. Well, Nick, first of all, congratulations on what should be a great week for sports fans here in St. Louis. Is today and tonight like Christmas Eve for you, the night before this huge week? What's it like for you?
It is a lot of buildup. It's been 51 weeks of planning and 1 week celebrating, as you know, North St. Louis County, celebrating our region, celebrating our state, the state of Missouri. I think it's in 2 short years, Danny, you've seen this. The Charity Classic has become kind of a fixture on the sports landscape right after Labor Day, in the heat of a great cards run before hockey season, and we're really looking forward to it. Last year was amazing, and this year is shaping up to be even better. So
what did you learn about last year that fans can see improvements upon as you head into year number 2?
Well, a couple things. One is last year we people loved how easy it was, the parking. Believe it or not, a great tournament. You can have the best golf in the world, but the ingress and egress, the parking needs to be easy. Last year was easy. This year it's going to continue to be easy. We have Express Scripts, and we thank them for their lot, and Luther North and Umsel and Emerson. And so just getting in and out of Norwood is going to be really, really easy again. It's a big piece of property. The tournament itself is very family friendly, a lot of good food and beverage. We sold out all of our hospitality again for a second year. We built out the entire back nine. The weather forecast, knock on wood, looks great. And the field is great. It's the strongest field of the year for the Champions Tour outside the majors. So all in all, it's really stacking up. I mean, last year was magical. It's hard to do magical 2 years in a row, but I feel like we're going to do magical and then some this year.
How were you able to get these huge names to come to St. Louis? These are some of the biggest names in the sport. So how were you able to get them to come to St. Louis for this?
It was pretty easy. The tournament sold itself. You know, the word of mouth was extraordinary. Word got out really quickly last year. This was an elite event. They love Norwood. They love the course. They love playing in front of what they call PGA Tour size crowds. I mean, David Toms said it on the Golf Channel as soon as he won. Bernard Longer said it. Ernie Els said it. Jim Furyk said it. They're all big stars. You know these guys, Danny. They're big stars. They like playing on big stages. St. Louis last year, outside the majors, was their biggest stage. And so the word of mouth was huge this year. We got the same field as last year, plus we added David Duvall, Justin Leonard, Steve Stricker, others. And so it's really, in 2 short years, Danny, this has become a marquee stop on the Champions Tour.
It kicks off tomorrow, so give us a rundown of the different events that you have going on this week.
Sure, we have a busy week. So Tuesday, we're kicking it off with a community breakfast at Glen Echo as part of our commitment to the APGA Tour to really talk about what long-term investment in North County looks like. We'll have a lot of community leaders there. And then Tuesday afternoon, we have our RSM Putting Challenge, which is a new wrinkle. RSM has stepped up and sponsored a putting channel. So, Danny, we're adding 10 more charities to our roster of beneficiaries. One of the goals last year was to grow the number of charitable recipients beyond the Boys and Girls Club, Urban League, and Mary Grove. And so with the RSM Putting Challenge, 10 new charities get involved. Then Wednesday and Thursday, we have our official Pro-Ams. Thursday, Pro-Am is open to the public. I know we're going to have a bunch of former Cards and Blues and other celebrities, so buy a ticket, come out Thursday. And then Thursday, we also have the kickoff of our APGA event up at Glen Echo. It's a 2-day event, Thursday and Friday. That's open to any ticket holder that has a ticket to the Charity Classic to go to Glen Echo, and we'll have shuttles from our parking stations. And then Saturday, we have our Legends. You know, we're going to have, this year it's 3-on-3. We have Coach and Ozzy coming back. We've added Captain O'Reilly, and we have Hale Irwin, Nancy Lopez, Lee Trevino. We're not sure yet what the teams are going to be, but it's going to be amazing. You know, we had 7,000 people following that group last year with Nicklaus and Watson. The Legends Challenge has really become a fan favorite. And then Sunday, we got our finale. And last year, we had a playoff, amazing finish. Again, the Champions Tour right now, we have Steve Stricker and Padraig Harrington. We have a lot of great players. Bernard Langer looking to catch Hale Irwin's record of 45 wins. So it's just going to be a great week.
The APGA event. Now it's coming to St. Louis. I know you're very, very proud of this. Can you tell our viewers what that all entails?
Sure. The APGA is the Advocates Professional Golf Association. It's been around for about 10 years. It's a developmental tour for mostly African American and other underrepresented groups in professional golf at the elite level. And we felt like it's important. You can't just say you want to grow the game of golf. There's been a lot of talk this summer, Danny, about growing it. The way to grow it is to make it more diverse and inclusive. And we felt like it was important in year two to pair an APGA event with the PGA Tour champions to give it some more awareness. And here's the beauty. So it's a 2-day event. The winner of our APGA Classic will get a sponsor's exemption into Worldwide Technology's Mayakoba Classic in the fall, which is held in early November in Mexico. And I want to thank Jim Cavanaugh, the CEO of Worldwide, and Matt Horner for making that happen. But I think, my goal with the APGA is in a couple of years for that to have full developmental status with the PGA Tour, meaning it's a route to get to the Korn Ferry and PGA Tour. And I think that's going to happen, Danny. And I think folks are going to look back at St. Louis as one of the places that made that happen.
What's really cool, too, is that you are the only golf event going on this week, literally in the world. That's amazing. So all eyes will be on the Ascension Charity Classic.
Yeah, 2 years in a row. The tour gave us a great spot on the calendar right before the fall season kicks off, right after the FedEx Cup. And so we have 8 hours of live coverage on the Golf Channel and then 8 more hours of taped coverage. And so it's a unique spot. We had that the first 2 years now. And it's really the tour's way of leaning into our event and saying, we want to make sure that we're giving you every advantage you can have. And so we have a great spot on the calendar. Like I said, a great field. It's going to be great weather. And I think, I'm so proud that in 2 years, Danny, this is a sustainable, charitable endeavor, meaning we're going to give back more and more money every year. And it's become truly a piece of the sports fabric, the sports landscape here in St. Louis. And that's pretty special.
Hey, Nick, hang tight. Want to get more into that and also the week coming up in St. Louis, the charitable component of all this as well. That's Nick Ragone. We're talking the Ascension Charity Classic coming to St. Louis. This is Scoops with Danny Mac on Fox 2. Scoops with Danny Mac on Fox 2 is brought to you by Ryan Kelly, the home loan expert, Schnucks, Stratum Structural Systems, and Hair Saloon for Men. Welcome back to the show on Fox 2. Tonight we're focused on the Ascension Charity Classic, which heads to Norwood Hills Country Club this week starting tomorrow. The first year was shut down because of COVID. Last year, it exceeded expectations for many. It featured a playoff, record crowds, and hundreds of thousands of dollars raised for charities in North County.
This event, with so many generous sponsors and donors supporting us to be able to provide services and programs and support for those most in need, it aligns perfectly with who we were called to be as a Catholic healthcare ministry.
Incredible opportunity to really get out with people, have a lot of fun, but do something really important for this area and for this community.
It's a chance for the rest of the country to know what we already know, which is St. Louis and North County is an amazing, special place.
We gather to remember, to acknowledge the sacrifice of those who died in or as a result of those attacks.
This is a great community event for St. Louis. It's great for the Ascension community. What it does for us is it really solidifies our commitment to mission and the charities that we're sponsoring through all this.
It's really exciting and it's really fun to watch everybody, and there's so much going on.
The inaugural winner of the Ascension Charity Classic, David Toms.
Everyone at Ascension, what a great event. Proud to be your champion, and I can't wait to get back next year.
Let's bring back in Nick Ragone, and last year was incredible, as we just saw. A first-time event that was just amazing, and charities that truly benefited the most because of this event. So what are you most proud of with this golf tournament? The fans, the golf, the charities? What are you most proud of, Nick?
Yes. It's all of it. You know why? I'll tell you why. Because, per capita, I think St. Louis is the most charitable region of the country. I think we have the best sports fans in the country. I think we have the best corporate citizens, the companies that are headquartered here. It's in their DNA to be involved and engaged and give back. And to put together something that does all of that in one event and is sustainable, brings together corporate leaders. It gives back to charity. I mean, $1 million our first 2 years, and particularly in North St. Louis County, charities that serve the region. And it engages the best sports fans in the country. I mean, it was kind of a perfect alignment of all those things. And I think, Danny, I'm really proud that, on the Golf Channel and the national media, it puts a great foot forward for St. Louis, for our region. It reminds the country how special this area is, not just North County, not just St. Louis, but the state of Missouri. Missouri Tourism, Department of Tourism is a big partner as well. And they take great pride that this week really showcases how special Missouri can be.
In terms of the charities, how much money will be raised this week, and where does all that money go?
Yeah, so the first year without an event, we raised $225,000 for our 3 charitable beneficiaries, the Urban League Boys and Girls Club in Mary Grove. Last year, I think we raised over $800,000, so a total of $1 million in the first 2 years. And my expectation is we will exceed $1 million this year. And our goal, and I've said this from day one, Danny, you were at the first press conference in October 2020. The golf takes care of itself. David Toms won our first event, but our real winner are charities. They'll always be the charities. In this case, our 3 primary charities, and then our additional charities, First Tee, PGA Reach, and then from our putting challenge, all the additional charities. And the number, everybody asks me, what number do you look at? Fan attendance or the field or sponsorships? I don't look at any of that. I look at what we give back to charity at the end of the day. And that number will always grow so far as we're leading this event. It's going to grow, and we want to make sure that we're keeping that money here in North St. Louis County, serving our community.
When you decided to do this, did you ever imagine that the event would get to being this big for St. Louis?
To steal a quote from Bubba Watson, they asked him about winning the Masters. He said, my dreams never got that far. I couldn't dream that far. I had myself and Steve Spratt and others had a vision, but it's one of those rare instances when reality plays out better than the vision in your head even. And that was, we had a vision, and we're so thrilled that it's come to life in a really meaningful, sustainable way that's making a difference, Danny, making an impact on people's lives. And for the long term, I think investing in North St. Louis County for the long term is what's going to strengthen our region. This is a special place, and everybody needs to participate in the success.
Nick, I would imagine the folks in North County are saying, hey, thank you for believing in us, and that has to make you and your team just feel great about what you're doing.
I think all the partners in North St. Louis County, all the elected officials, and I've had a chance to meet many of them, very committed leaders, they're appreciative that we're doing it, and also appreciative that we're encouraging others. It might not be putting a live sporting event up there, although I encourage you to do that. It could be relocating your headquarters, putting your supply chain in North St. Louis County, but investing, making long-term sustainable investments. It's one thing to just write checks to charities, which is fine, but it's another thing to physically make investments in North St. Louis County and other areas of our region that need those types of investments to make sure that it's sustainable growth. Like I said, St. Louis is a special place, but for us to, succeed, all parts of the county and the region must succeed, and that's really what this is about.
When you first started this, it had to be tough to convince businesses about your vision and to see them invest on this vision. Now, I would imagine they say, how do I get involved? Am I right?
You're pretty close. It was the first year and a half before the event. It was like, I've used this analogy, it was like pushing a boulder uphill. You need a lot of energy and momentum to really share that vision. It's out at Norwood. It's in North St. Louis County. It's PGA Tour Champions. All the money stays in the region, goes to charity. And this is during COVID. So it took energy, right? And after last year's success, Danny, it's like taking that boulder and pushing it downhill. It has its own momentum. And so this year, we were blessed to have partners reach out to us and say, wow, we love what you did and we want to be a part of it. And we had so many partners do that. We had to build out the entire back nine, Danny, just to accommodate all the corporate partners, hospitality, the suites, even the fans. And that's good. That really is gratifying to see that it's now has its own momentum, right? And it's because of the success of the first year and the commitment and the amazing team. The team at Norwood and Mike Knoll, the greenskeeper, is amazing. And just all the elements that go into putting on a big tournament. I just couldn't be more proud of the team.
And finally, you have a couple of St. Louisans competing in this event. One will have to try and qualify tomorrow. That's Jay Delsing. And that's awesome to have a St. Louis flavor as part of your event.
Yeah, last year Jay hit our first shot, and we're excited. He's going to be qualifying tomorrow, and I wouldn't bet against him. I think he'll be in the field. And Jay Williamson, who played on the PGA Tour for about 20 years, came close twice to winning on tour. I think he lost in playoffs. He'll be in the field. And then, last year, Jay Haas, who's from Belleville, nearly won at 67 years old, which would have set a record by far on the Champions Tour. I think he came in tied for second or tied for third, shot 67 in the final round. And I spoke with Jay. He's super excited to come back. And then, of course, John Daly, he's from our area. He absolutely loves this tournament. I think last year he threw out the first pitch of the Cardinals game, which was interesting. And a fan favorite, people still ask about, is John in the field? John will be in the field. And so there's definitely a St. Louis and a Missouri flavor to our tournament.
Thanks for everything you do, Nick. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Danny, for your support. Go Cards.
You bet. Coming up, we'll visit with Jay Delsing. He'll try and qualify for the Ascension Charity Classic tomorrow at Norwood Hills. We'll visit with him. That's next on Scoops with Danny Mac here on Fox 2. Scoops with Danny Mac on Fox 2 is brought to you by Lordo's Diamonds, On the Run, STLTaxLawyer.com, Triad Bank, and Lou Fuse. Welcome back to Scoops with Danny Mac on Fox 2. A reminder, there's daily content on the website, scoopswithdannymac.com. Podcasts, features, articles. If you've missed Bernie Miklasz and his writing, you can see it all daily on scoopswithdannymac.com. Welcome back to the show on Fox 2. We're previewing the Ascension Charity Classic, which kicks off tomorrow, and St. Louis native Jay Delsing, who used to caddy at Norwood Hills, will now have to try and qualify to get into the event tomorrow morning. Hey, Jay, welcome into the show as always. Great to see you. What are your emotions on the eve of the Ascension Charity Classic?
Yeah, I'm really excited, Danny. It's been really fun to watch the golf course change and have all of the hospitality be built up. The golf course looks like they're having a PGA Tour event on it, and it's in phenomenal shape. So I'm really excited. I'm feeling as good as I've felt physically in probably 3 or 4 years, and my game is pretty good. It's a matter of going out and it's a matter of going out and executing. I got to go out and make some putts and hit some shots. And I'm looking forward to the challenge and see what I do.
When you think about hitting that first tee shot last year to start the tournament on that first tee, what was that like for you?
Oh man, I've never felt anything like that before. Never had so much emotion wrapped up in one shot before. There were literally tears in my eyes, and to get to do that in front of my kids and so many people that I know and love on a golf course that I grew up on, I can't even, words can't even describe it. I'm so glad I don't have to do that again. And it was probably the best shot I hit all week. It went right down the middle somehow, so I'm grateful.
You know Norwood Hills so well. What's the key to playing good golf on that course?
Oh, stay patient. The greens are really, really tricky. They're really fast and smooth, and so you got to be on the correct side of the hole to get a lot of good looks at birdie. So the thing about Norwood West is it requires you to hit every shot. You got to hit tee shots, you got to hit good approach shots, and you really have to putt well. So I've got a lot of local knowledge. Hopefully I can put that to good use and get in the field. I'd really like to play one more time.
All right, Jay, finally, what will be the score that can win this event?
Gosh, it's probably going to be close to last year. As of 2 days ago, Danny, they had some really, really high rough because of some of the recent rains that we've had. So if that rough doesn't get cut much, it's going to be less. It'll be single digits. If not, it'll probably be about the same. One of the things that happens on the tour is that once the guys play it a couple of times, they start to get the feel of it. It doesn't take them really long to learn the golf course. So we're going to see good scores. We're going to see great golf. It's going to be a fun week.
Jay, thank you and good luck.
Oh my gosh, anytime.
The Ascension Charity Classic, a great week of golf starts tomorrow. Make sure and get to Norwood Hills and support this wonderful event. For Jay Delsing, Nick Ragone, I'm Dan McLaughlin, and I'll talk to you next week right here on Fox 2.